Welcome everyone to Digital Learning by the Department of Collegiate Education. I am Manjunath CV, working as Assistant Professor at Government First Grade College, CSPURA, affiliated to Tumakuru University. So today, let us begin session 4, that is video number 4, on the chapter Correlation in the subject Quantitative Analysis 2. And today, I'll be trying to help you out how to solve problems on Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation under the direct method or actual mean method. So ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ actual mean method ಅಥವಾ direct method ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation problems ನ solve ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ. Good morning everyone. Today let us try to solve problems on Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Now under Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, we can solve the problems using either actual mean or assumed mean. So let us look at the first method, that is solving the problem through actual mean. Here they have given us data as marks scored in economics and marks secured or scored in banking, and they have given us certain values. So how do we go ahead with solving this particular problem? First and foremost, there are two variables. One variable represent marks in economics and let the other variable represent marks in banking. So let x represent marks in economics and let y represent marks in banking. I have just taken down the values here in your problem, x and y. So there are different steps in this problem. So the first step, number 1, it is to find out x bar and y bar. X bar and y bar are the averages of x and y. How do we find out x bar and y bar? X bar is equal to sigma x divided by n. Sigma x is nothing but the total of x, and n is the number of values given here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now when we add all these values, we get 40, 30, 70, 80, 100, 140, 120, 150 and 170. The total of sigma x is 170. Now x bar is equal to 170 divided by n, and the value of n, we have 5 values here, so n is 5. So 170 divided by 5, it is 34. So we got the value of x bar, which is 34. Similarly, let us find out the value of y bar, which is sigma y divided by n. And we know sigma y is nothing but the total of y. So sigma y here is equal to 40, 60, 100, 120, 160, 170, 175. So sigma y is equal to 175. So y bar is equal to sigma y, which is 175, divided by n. We have 5 values here again, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 175 divided by 5, y bar is equal to 35. So this was step number 1, dear students, finding out x bar and y bar. Now let us proceed to the second step, step number 2, wherein we are trying to find out the deviations of x and x bar. So we are going to find out x, which is nothing but it is equal to x minus x bar, and similarly y, which is equal to y minus y bar. This is our step number 2. So now we are going towards step 2, which is finding the deviations of x from x bar and y from y bar. Now the deviation, let us take it as x, which is x minus x bar, and similarly the next step, which is y is equal to y minus y bar. Now we know that value of x is 48 and x bar is 34. I will just write 34 here, which is x bar, and similarly y bar is 35. Now x minus x bar, 48 minus 34, which is plus 14. 35 minus 34, which is plus 1. 17 minus 34 minus 17. 23 minus 34 minus 11. 47 minus 34 plus 30. Please note that if we do not write the symbol plus in front of the number, by default it means it is a positive sign. But you have to be careful to mention minus sign without fail. So similarly, let us find out the deviation of y from y bar. So value of y is 45. 45 minus 35 plus 10. 20 minus 35 minus 15. 40 minus 35 plus 5. 25 minus 35 minus 10. And 45 minus 35 plus 10. So we have completed step number 2 here, that is taking deviations of x from x bar and y from y bar. Now coming to step number 3, we are going to square x and y, that is the deviation which we have taken, x square and y square. So now this is x square and here we have y square. So x square, 14 into 14 is 196. 1 into 1 is 1. 17 into 17. Please note, minus into minus becomes plus. Therefore, when you square the values, you will not get any minus values. So 17 into 17, 289. 11 squares are 121 and 13 squares 169. Now let us find out the value of sigma x square. Now let us find out the total of sigma x square. So 6 plus 1 7, 8, 8 plus 18 26, 6, 2 carry 2 plus 9 11, 19, 21, 27, 7, 2 plus 1 3, 4, 6, 7. So sigma x square is 776. Similarly, let us find out what is sigma y square. So we have 10, 10 tens are 100, 15 squares are 225, 5 squares are 25, 10 squares are 100 and 10 squares are 100. So sigma y square is equal to 550. So we have got our values. Step number 3, wherein we have squared x square and y square. Coming to the next step, that is step number 4. Coming to step number 4, we are going to multiply the product of x and y. So we have to find out the values of x and y, which is either x into y, or we can also call this as xy. So now we have already found out the value of x and the value of y. What we need to do now is just multiply them together. We have the values of x here and we have the values of y here. So x into y, plus 14 into plus 10, which is plus 140, or you can also write it as 140. Second, it is plus 1 into minus 15, therefore it is 15 ones are, 15 ones are, it is 50. 1, 5. Next, minus 17 into plus 5, 17 5s are 85, minus into plus becomes minus. Minus 11 into minus 10, minus into minus becomes plus, and that will become 110. Plus 13 into plus 10, it is plus 130. So these were the values of xy, and let us find out sigma xy. Sigma xy is 130 plus 110, 240, 240 plus 140, 380, 380 minus 100, which is 280. So this is how we have calculated all our values. sigma x, sigma y, sigma x square, sigma y square, and sigma xy. And finally, our last step, step number 5, is that we are going to apply the formula for correlation. Correlation is indicated by R. Now, let us go ahead with step number 5 and apply the formula of R. And we know that we are solving this problem under which method? Under the actual mean method. Which method are we using? We are solving this problem under the actual mean method. R is equal to sigma xy divided by the square root of sigma x square into sigma y square. I repeat once again, we are going to apply the formula for R, and the formula of R is equal to sigma xy divided by the square root of sigma x square into sigma y square. Now we know that sigma xy is 280 divided by square root of sigma x square is 776 into sigma y square is 550. Further, R is equal to 280 divided by the square root of 776 into 550. So 776 into 550 is 4,26,800, and further R is equal to 280 divided by 653.29. So when we divide 280 divided by 653.29, we get the value of R as 0.4285. We can conclude that R is equal to 0.43. That is the answer. Correlation coefficient is 0.43. We take 4 decimal places and finally bring it down to 2 decimal places. 0.428. If the third decimal is 5 and above, we round off the nearest decimal to the next nearest. Now that is 2 will become 3. 0.4. This is how we apply the formula for R, which is step number 5. And finally, it says we can also interpret the result. So when you write the interpretation, how do we write the interpretation? What is the interpretation, or what is the meaning of this R actually? It means there is a positive correlation between the marks scored in economics and the marks in banking. So that is, we are going to write the interpretation. The interpretation is there is a slight positive, correlation between the marks scored in economics and the marks scored in banking. What is the interpretation? It is 0.43, which means there is a positive correlation, and it is a slight positive correlation between the marks scored in economics and marks scored in banking. Generally, it means if the student is scoring good marks in economics, he will also score good marks in banking. If the marks in economics decreases, there is a slight possibility chance of 40% that marks scored in banking also is going to decrease. So let us look at here. 48, from 48 he is scoring 35 in economics, which means the marks is decreasing. Similarly, the marks scored in banking also has decreased from 45 to 20. Both are decreasing. There is a downward shift. So this is solving Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation using the actual mean method. So there are 5 different steps. Step number 1 is calculating x bar and y bar. Second, we find out the deviations of x, that is capital X minus x bar. Similarly, values of y minus y bar. Third, we are going to square the values of x and y and find out x square and y square. In step number 4, we are going to find out the product of x and y, which is xy. And step number 5, we are going to apply the formula for correlation, which is R. These are the 5 simple steps that you need to follow while you are solving problems under actual mean method. So step number 1, we found out what is x bar and y bar. Step number 2, we found out the deviations of x and deviations of y, that is x minus x bar and y minus y bar. And step number 3, we found out x square and y square. Step number 4, we found out the product of x, y. And finally, step number 5, we applied the formula of correlation and find out what is the correlation. Here, the correlation is positive. An interpretation is there is a slight positive correlation between the marks secured in economics and marks secured in banking. This is how we solve a problem on the actual mean method. So I hope you all have understood. Well, coming to the second question, we have another question to further enhance our procedure of solving the problem, to strengthen our basics. Again, it says calculate Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation from the following data, and it says values of x and values of y. In the previous problem, we defined what is x and what is y, but in this problem, they have directly mentioned what is x and what is y. So, I have taken the values of x and the values of y. And now, let us once again recap the steps for finding coefficient correlation are in the case of actual mean method. The first step is finding x bar and y bar. Second step is calculating the deviations from x bar and deviations from y bar. Third step is finding the square of the deviations x square and y square. Step 4 is finding the product xy, and finally applying the formula R. These are the steps for finding the correlation coefficient in the actual mean method. So now let us follow all the steps and solve this particular problem. So these are the values of x and these are the values of y. So now when we add all these values of sigma x, what we get is 531, and similarly when we add all the values of y, what we get is 549. So we know sigma x and sigma y. Now the first step is calculating what is x bar and what is y bar. X bar is equal to sigma x divided by n, and y bar is equal to sigma y divided by n. We know that sigma x is equal to 531 divided by n. N is the number of values. Number of values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are totally 9 values in the x series. Therefore, x bar is equal to 531 divided by 9. 9 5s are 45 and 9 9s are 81. Therefore, x bar is equal to 59. Similarly, let us find out what is y bar. So y bar is equal to sigma y, which is 549 divided by n, which indicates the number of values in the series y, and that will also be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So y bar is equal to 9 6 are 54, 9 1s are 9. Therefore, y bar is equal to 61. Sorry. So we found our step 1, which is x bar and y bar. This is step number 1. Now coming to the second step, finding out the deviations of x, that is x minus x bar, and y, which is y minus y bar. So deviation of x is equal to x minus x bar, and we have found that x bar, value of x bar is 59, so that will be x minus 59. It should be x minus 59. 55 minus 59 minus 4. 56 minus 59 minus 3. 57 minus 59 minus 2. 58 minus 59 minus 1. 59 minus 59 0. 60 minus 59 plus 1. 61 minus 59 plus 2. 62 minus 59 plus 3. And 63 minus 69 plus 4. Similarly, we are going to find out deviation of y, which is y minus y bar. That is y minus y bar is 61. Y minus 61. 58 minus 61 minus 3. 59 minus 61 minus 2. 57 minus 61 minus 4. 60 minus 61 minus 1. 63 minus 61 plus 2. 64 minus 61 plus 3. 62 minus 61 plus 1. 63 minus 61 plus 2. 63 minus 61 plus 2. Next, this is step number 2. Coming to step number 3, square x and y. That is, we have to find out x bar and y bar. So let us find out what is x square and y square. So x square is equal to 4 4s are 16, 3 3s are 9, minus into minus becomes plus, 2 2s are 4, 1 1s are 1, 0 into 0 is 0, again this is 1, 2 square 4, 3 square 9, and 4 square 16. So sigma x square is equal to 16 plus 9 25 plus 4 29 plus 1 30, 30 plus again 30, it is 60. Therefore sigma x square is equal to 60. Similarly, let us find out what is sigma y square. So y square, minus into minus plus, minus 3 into minus 3 will become plus 9. I told you already in the previous problem, whenever you are finding the squares of the same number, it automatically minus sign will get converted into a plus sign. Minus into minus becomes plus. So 2 2s are 4, 4 4s are 16, 1 square 1, 2 square 4, 3 square 9, 1 square 1, 2 square 4, and 2 square is 4. Now let us find out what is sigma y square. 9 plus 4 13, 13 plus 16 29, 30, 34, 43, 44, 48, 52. So sigma y square is equal to 52. That is step number 3. And further proceeding to step number 4, finding out the product of x and y, which is x, y. Now the value of x and value of y is given here. Minus 4 into minus 3, minus into minus becomes plus, 4 3s are 12. This is the value of x, y. Minus 3 into minus 2, minus into minus becomes plus, 3 2s are 6. Minus 2 into minus 4, minus into minus becomes plus, and 2 4s are, it is 8. Minus 1 into minus 1 becomes plus, 1 1s are 1. 0 into anything is always 0. Plus 3 into plus 1, 3. 2 into 1, 2. 3 into 2 is 6. And 4 into 2 is 8. Now let us find out what is sigma xy equal to. 12 plus 6, 18. 18 plus 8, 26, 27, 30, 32, 38 and 46. Therefore, sigma xy is equal to 46. So like this, we have found out all our required elements. Sigma xy is equal to 46. So we have completed step number 1, step number 2, step number 3 and step number 4, and finally now we are coming down to step number 5, which is applying the formula of R. So before I proceed, dear students, kindly keep in mind that when you do a problem and if the final answer is wrong, you need not worry that you will not get any marks, because every step carries marks. We have already completed 4 different steps, and up to these 4 different steps, if everything is correct, you will get marks at that respective level, and you may lose marks only for the final answer where you are applying the formula. So every step carries marks. So this is step number 5, calculating the correlation coefficient. R is equal to sigma xy divided by square root of sigma x square into sigma y square. That is the formula of our correlation coefficient. So R is equal to sigma xy. The value of sigma xy is 46 divided by square root of sigma x square, which is 60. Sigma x square is 60 into sigma y square, which is 52. R is equal to 46 divided by square root of 3120. R is equal to 46 divided by square root of 3120 will be 55.85. 55.85. And 46 divided by 55.85, which should be 0.8236. Therefore, we can state that correlation is equal to 0.8. Since this is less than 5, the third decimal, we will retain the second decimal as it is 0.82. So this is the answer which they are asking us to calculate. Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, which is R is equal to 0.82. And now when we interpret the result, that is called as interpretation. So what do we understand from this particular answer? That the correlation is positive and it is close to 1, which means there is a strong positive correlation. There is a strong positive correlation between X and Y. So this is how we solve different problems under the actual mean method. So let us recap what all have we gone through. We have followed 5 simple steps to find out the correlation coefficient under the direct method or actual mean method in case of Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation. So the first step, we found out X bar and Y bar. Step number 1, calculating X bar and Y bar. Step number 2, we are calculating the deviations from X bar and Y bar, which is X is equal to X minus X bar, deviations from X and deviations from Y, which is the second step. And coming to the third step, step number 3, we are calculating the squares, X square and Y square. Here we have got the X square and we have calculated the Y square. Step number 4, we are finding out the product of X and Y. So X into Y, the product of X, Y is here. And finally, we are applying the formula Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. R is equal to sigma xy divided by square root of sigma x square into sigma y square. So finally our answer is brought down to 2 decimal places. R is equal to 0.82. And interpretation is that since there is no symbol, it means it is a plus, which means positive. There is a positive correlation and the number is close to 1, and therefore it is a strong positive correlation between values of X and values of Y. So that's about solving the problems under actual mean method. So to conclude, in today's session, we have tried to understand in detail how to solve problems of Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation under the actual mean method. And what does correlation actually interpret? What is the interpretation is also what we have seen in both the problems. So I hope you all have understood the concepts very clearly. This is session number 4 or video number 4 on the chapter correlation in the subject quantitative analysis 2. So in the next session, that is session number 5 or video number 5, let us understand how to calculate Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation in the assumed mean method. This was actual mean method. So next let us look into how to solve the problems on assumed mean method. That's all for today's session. Thank you.